Those of you that were with us, Karula and Saseka, the youngster up a tree and the whole thing, give us a...
Yeah, I was just, well, before this I've seen leopards twice in my life, so this was absolutely amazing experience, just to we basically were under the tree while we were filming the leopard. I mean, it's just something totally different, and even today on today's game drive we got really close to elephants, which is always very exciting. Normally the whole muck charge thing kind of freaked me out, but Peter told me that they're just checking us out. So I'm very excited about that as well.
Speaking of elephants, we chatted about it a little bit, is briefly the other day on drive, and it sort of got thrown upon you quite quickly while there's lots going on. I know what the first few days are like on the vehicle. There's just so many things to be aware of. But we spoke about favorite animals, and it's, as you guys know as well, something we bring up often. And you did actually mention that elephants are also quite close for you. But you want to collaborate a little bit on your favorite animal?
Yeah, sure. I mean, elephants. Just if you look at them, we actually earlier today they captured an elephant to transport him somewhere else, and it was actually a very nice just to see and get up close with these huge animals. But I would still say a lion would probably be my best or my favorite animal. My reason would probably be for a lot of things. But I like his hairstyle. I think lion's hairstyle is something different. So no, I'm a bit like Peter there. I really enjoy all animals in their natural environment, but I would still stick with a lion for many reasons, and maybe the hairstyle.
Well, we'll certainly hopefully still see some lions. Mapogos haven't been seen for quite some time. They are lions that I'm sure you'll hear about. There's a great fascination about them. Obviously, there's some very interesting blogs and things on them as well. But yeah, interesting. There's quite a few changes wildlife-wise. We've had an incredible week to start off with. I've been back only, 5 days. Got back on Tuesday evening last week with Herman. Drove all the way down with Texan, who's also you met around the fire the other day. I look forward to sitting around the fire with Texan at some stage. Very interesting guy. And yeah, the wildlife has been amazing. We've had phenomenal leopard. The first drives the next day, we had those leopards that we spoke about. Surprised by Karula first around the tree. We looked for her a few times. Eventually she popped out, saw the youngster that evening with her up in the tree, and I remember the fur blowing down on us. We've just had really good wildlife. That's one of the benefits of being in this time of the year. Very dry, as you can see. The bush is getting almost on a daily level drier, and also now as spring is coming along and things are heating up a little bit, the wildlife will increase even more because it's more open, the water is more needed, the hotter it is. So from a wildlife point of view, it's a very exciting time for you guys to join as well. A lot happening, and also I believe quite a few exciting things will be happening as it has been, but maybe on a few other levels as well with WildEarth over the next few weeks and months, and next few years even as well. I think one of the things I'm enjoying about the feeling I'm getting with you guys being around is that there's a certain commitment into the passion, if you want. So I'm going to trail off now. Marco, again, I've totally lost time. We've got a bit of time left still. Yeah, we'll chat a bit more. Marco's going to join us just now. Always Marco helped me out. Whenever I sit around the fire, I always like having Marco there as well, and you've done very well so far. But I normally don't really know what to say. Typically on a fire, a lot of my time around the fire I'll spend looking into the fire. It's a very special place. It's a very good place to think and feel certain things. So, yeah. I mean, anything else you want to say? And I'm just going to drop you in this now. I'm not going to give you any hints because I don't know what to say next. What would you like to say next, Herman, while we're sitting around the fire?
No, well, maybe I can elaborate on the whole idea of a fire. The moment you sit around a fire, it's a totally different vibe. Everything looks different as well. Yeah, I often think that we were actually made to never have electric lights and just sit around a fire, because everyone looks totally different in a fire. Yeah, so it's actually a very nice place to just sit around. We do this often. Basically every afternoon or every evening or second evening, we sit around the fire and just talk about what happened the day, and that's always very nice. I don't only work with these people, I actually live with them every day, and it's very exciting.
Yeah, I think that's well said. I'll leave you to say something more often, I guess. Sorry, I'm suddenly feeling a bit silly and around the fire, but yeah, it's very true. It's an interesting place, and I think just now we're going to chat to Marco as well. A couple of things we're going to mention around the fire as well, and yeah, I guess that's all I've got to say for the moment. We're going to spin around. See Marcus showing us there. Herman, nice to talk to you as well, eh?
Thanks a lot.
As you know, we've already gotten on quite well. We'll spend a lot more time out there together. Now I can just sit here and relax, eh?
How's it going?
Marcus, going well, Rube.
Good.
It's nice to be back. Nice to see you as well. Though.
Yeah, no, it is. It's good. It's good to have everyone back, and it was a very quiet 2 weeks with everyone gone. A very small team over here, and the days were extremely quiet. And then all of a sudden, a big flood of people arrived. Peter obviously came back with Texan and and Herman, and then Graham and Emily, and then Pete arrived. So it's it's a very different.
And the kids, Josh and them, they were on there quickly as well. So it was a lot of people around this space.
There has been. This week has been really cool. There's been a lot of activity around. There's been a lot of new energy, new people. Just getting the guys up to date with the systems and how everything operates, and just the ins and outs of getting WildEarth running nice and smooth. When we get it nice and smooth, which has been going very good recently.
It is,
very good.
Compared to a year and a half ago, it's going incredibly smooth.
So no, that's been a fantastic week, and it's great having, just like Peter mentioned, it's great having Herman and Pete on board. They've fitted in unbelievably quickly, which is always great, and it's been good fun working with them, and I think that's a very important part of just the life for the WildEarth crew out over here is. Not just to wake up and work every day, but to wake up and actually really enjoy ourselves.
Big time.
The people that we are surrounded with has a big impact on that. So, yeah, it's good to have you guys back.
I've often said that, and maybe I should say it to you guys as well, because a lot of you, in a way, sort of work along with us. It's a collaborative effort. We all learn from each other. And Herman, if I haven't said it to you yet, but if you're not having fun, as soon as you're on the vehicle or in here or something and you feel like you're not having fun, you should really reassess what you're doing, because then you're not doing your job. I'm adamant about never working again in my life. I want to have fun and look at animals and do all kinds of things that are interesting, and sometimes fun is maybe a bit of hard work, but ultimately it's very important that we keep passion alive. This is what WildEarth is about. I was going to say to a large extent, but I think to the full extent. It's a passion for wildlife, it's a passion for broadcasting, from Graham's side especially, and we've grown to that. From, you said things are going smoother, going back to the first drives where we could drive on quarantine, and with the tank. I'm not even going to go on about the tank now, but the tank was a phenomenal experience. All the things we've learned along the way to suddenly be sitting around the fire and actually have something interesting to say every now and again is phenomenal. And being able to have you around the world not only join us, but become part of this circle. It's something that, and I'm not going to ramble too much, but it really hit me again tonight, Mark. I don't know if you were in the FCC at the time. I know you were running around out here as well, but when a couple of you guys sent through us a bless you, when I was sneezing quite a lot, so I'm getting a bit of a cold. It's a small little gesture which I appreciated phenomenally. It's just that sense of really being in that same space. I do not feel like there's a camera on the vehicle when we go and drive. I feel like there are people that are interested in the same things, that are passionate about WildEarth and wildlife on the vehicle with us, and that is something that has grown as well. That is also added into everything being smoother. It means that if something does go wrong now, there's no weirdness. We just say this is what happened and we keep it all open, and that is a very comfortable thing. And as for the rest of it, whatever else goes on around camp, the openness is something that means a huge deal to all of us.
Yeah, no, it is great, and it's great just to show everyone out there a little piece of our lives and this little piece of paradise that we have out here, and the beauty that we're surrounded by. And yeah, just to, it's one thing that I've always appreciated, Peter, and I'm sure you're in the exact same boat as me, is just to be able to share what we actually have out here. It's one thing to be able to live in a beautiful environment and to be surrounded by it, but to actually be able to give that to people and share it with people is something quite special and something I really appreciate. And I suppose it comes from the guiding background as well, hands-on with people. But now we have an opportunity to reach such a large spectrum of people out there, and to have everyone on board that can communicate directly with us and give us a bless you and ask us a question and send us their concerns and regards and thanks. And it makes such a huge difference for us out over here when you get some feedback from some of our viewers. It's just a few days ago, actually, Peter, I received an email. We had a group out here last week. Yes, that's right. Beth,
I met them briefly just before they left. Yeah.
That's right, yeah. And they brought Rex and a hat. Patriots hat.